We are always facing problems everywhere. This time, we choose Indonesia. These days, renewables become a trend in Indonesia. New policies with funds input, targeting the goal for Indonesia to reach high renewable energy shares. The location we found the best is here, Lombok. Not only a beautiful tourism spot in Indonesia, at the same time, planning to build a lot of renewable infrastructures. However, huge amount of renewable energy facing the problem to align with the demand. Complexity of calculations become difficult and time-consuming. It often forces operators to use expensive and non-renewable sources to meet the needs. But it's okay, we are fixing it. ECS. Let us tell you how to do.
In Indonesia, PLN is the state electric company which generates the country's majority of the electric power and has a monopoly on electric distribution in Indonesia. The power grid in Lombok Island is owned and operated by the PLN. During peak hours in Lombok Island, high-speed diesel power plants are operated to meet the peak demand. Operating high-speed diesel power plants are expensive and also polluting the environment. Our business is based on shifting some of the peak power demand to the off-peak hours. In Lombok Island, 95% of the total electricity consumption is by residential buildings. From our market analysis, we found that it is possible to shift 36 megawatt power demand from the peak hour to the off-peak hours. By peak shaving, PLN can avoid the use of expensive diesel power plants. Well, how can we achieve this? In residential buildings, heating or cooling systems has the major share in the building's total electricity consumption. Turning on the AC during daytime when the renewables are producing electricity and the LCOE is less, as any heating or cooling system consumes more energy in the first 30 to 45 minutes depending on the operating conditions. By turning them on during the off-peak hours, less amount of energy is needed to maintain the temperature throughout the day. But is it easy to change the behavior of the customer? And why would they turn on the AC just for the benefit of the operators? Who will be operating them if no one's home? We got it covered. Using IoT devices, our energy management system can control the operation of air conditioners. So, our energy management system will analyze the production and consumption data and then it will send signals to the IoT devices in the home. The signal to the smart plug is sent through a secured network which will turn on the AC. By doing so, our system will help PLN reduce the expenses on diesel power. While the PLN will get the direct benefit of money savings, the residential customers will get incentives while they can enjoy the thermal comfort almost free of cost. Now, let us tell you why you should invest in us.
Okay, thank you, Ram. Now I will explain you the financial part. My name is Ziki. Now let's get down to business. As you can see here, Lombok is quite populated. It has more than 800,000 households. They consume 250 megawatt of electricity during peak hour, and 20% of it comes from MFO, marine fuel oil, power plant. As being explained previously by my colleague, we can shift around roughly 15% from that share, totaling 8 megawatt. And since duration of peak load is approximately 3 hours, then the energy we can shift is 25 megawatt hour. And if we change the fuel from MFO to gas, we can reduce the cost of energy as we can see here. Cost MFO for site energy is 3,225 euro, and for combined cycle gas turbine is 2,099 euro. And one more important aspect is since we changed the fuel, we also reduced the CO2 emission equivalent to 6.15 metric ton daily. And the estimated revenue from arbitraging the fuel is 1,126 euro each day, or 410,000 euro annually. As for the initial investment, we need close to 1 million euro for the first year. It is consists of capex or capital expenditure for 950,000 euro, mainly for developing energy management software and buying IoT devices. And operational expenditure during first year is 50,000 euro. From this figure, we can conclude that the payback period is 2.5 years or 2.5 years. And our company policy will put our investors' share above other stakeholders with 60% share and 20% for both end user customer and company growth. Annual return of investment if you're investing in our company as follows. If you put 3 years, you will have 2.4% annually. It's way less compared if you invest for 5 years with 8.5% return and 10.9% for 10 years. Last but not least, let's not forget that aside making good profit, we also help the environment with reducing CO2 emission by 2,200 metric ton each year and saving social costs for that equivalent of 56,000 euro. Well, if we are talking about money, it's not always that easy. So let's talk about other factors in the market, and will be presented by my friend Kinan.
Okay, after talking about the finance aspect, let's move on to other factors in the market. Specifically, let's talk about our competitors. Our benefit is that our solution does not require a high initial investment compared to the battery storage industry where they need to spend a lot of money for the solution to work. One important thing to note is that currently, using a battery storage is also not a feasible solution since there is no excess of electricity that is being produced from PV plants in Lombok to be stored. And lastly, battery storage solution is less environmental friendly in terms of waste at the end of their life cycle. Another competitor which could come to the market is the different types of solution that has also tried to solve the problem of peak load shaving. But most of these solutions, they require a big behavior change from the residents by giving them incentives. They think that this will work, but the truth is, expecting a behavior change, especially from the end customer, is easier said than done. That's where our solution comes in, where we are able to shift the peak load and utilize other sources of generation which are cheaper without having to compromise the residents' behavior. If our system works out well, it encourages other independent power producers to come and install more renewables in Lombok without having to worry of losing money due to curtailing their excess of electricity production. And our solution can then be applied to our long-term goal, which is shifting the peak demand to utilize while also maximizing the usage from renewable generation in the system. Lastly, since there is no significant competitor in the near future, our business has a very good opportunity to maximize every penny of profit possible. So let's start building the business by investing.
Okay, about investing, let's start with the product roadmap. Here's the journey. After we have the idea for the prototype and testing our idea, we will start fundraising, finding the investors and also looking for the collaboration with IPPs. We plan to do this in 6 months, and next, we will sign a contract with those companies. At the same time, we will make the marketing plan to promote our product to the end users, and also we will build the minimum viable product for testing. And for all these, we plan to finish it in another 6 months. After gathering those feedbacks from the end users and apps, we will make the adjustment to improve the system. And this will be done from the month 12th to 18th. And after gaining the revenue and getting more funding, we plan to expand our company and to broaden the market. That's the future plan. But how will the market grow? So from the interview with the PLN, we have reliable information that PLN already plans to increase the energy capacity. And as shown in this news, the electricity sale grows 5.14%. Therefore, PLN plans to install more renewable energy plants, and the red capacity will increase 5% in a year. So the fact is that the market is scalable. So how we scale up? As market expands, the customer base will enlarge, and then the revenue will grow, and as a result, our company will scale up. That's our future, and we welcome you to join us. We are ECS, and our mission is to build a better world. Thank you.